Okay, good evening. I'd like to call tonight's meeting, the Lyon City Council, to order. We'll start with the invocation from Councilman Mastriani, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Please bow your head. As we gather here today, let us take a moment to reflect on the shared purpose that brings us together. May we be guided by wisdom and compassion in our deliberations, seeking the common good and striving to build a community where every voice is heard and valued. Let our actions be marked by integrity and our decisions be made with a spirit of collaboration. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the roll call for tonight.
Bagheera. Here. Sherry. Edwards.
Here.
Pico.
Here.
King.
Here.
Lonis.
Here.
Mastriani.
Here.
Okay, Councilwoman Cherry asked me to have her be excused from tonight's meeting. She had a surgery on the 31st. She will be having a follow-up appointment on the 13th. I have a motion to excuse by Bagheera, seconded by Mr. Edwards. And we'll do the roll call.
Bagheera.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Pico.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Lonis.
Yes.
Mastriani.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Next is the minutes. You've all received copies of last meeting's minutes and the one prior that had some corrections. Are there any changes, revisions or corrections with either one? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and file as written. Next is communications. Ms. Gurney?
I have the items listed on the agenda with one addition, and that was the municipal income tax that Kevin sent out today.
Okay. I have a motion for Mr. Mastriani for communication, seconded by Bagheera. We'll do the roll call.
Bagheera.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Pico.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Lonis.
Yes.
Mastriani.
Yes.
That leads us into administrative reports. Mr. Mayor?
Okay, thank you, President Lonis, and welcome City Council and citizens of Lyons. We're glad you're here this evening. First item I have, of course, Mr. Art Garnes. He's not with us this evening here, but our council president. It's a real pleasure and it's an honor to have known him, to constantly call him a great friend, and all the time we spent on City Council as mayor, and of course we're on the Finance Committee at St. Paul Lutheran Church as well. Art's, of course, his dedication, his 10 years of service, 5 terms, is outstanding. His, of course, his professional leadership with us and decision-making, his commitment to all his fellow employees and fellow council and the citizens of Alliance is absolutely outstanding. He's certainly leaving us with a great legacy of distinguished service and, of course, his service as President Council. Now, the election process for filling the President and Council position goes through the Republican Party Central Committee. Janet Creighton, who's President of the Stark County Republican Party. The interviews, elections, swearing in will all be held on Monday, August 10th at 5:30 p.m. here in the City Hall chambers. And of course, it's open to the public as well. The new President and Council will serve to fulfill Art's remaining term of office through 2027. And of course, Dr. Ed Lonis, President of the Council Pro Tem, will serve until the election takes place. And Doctor, we are thankful for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, my second item that I have, the administration personnel projects that we have. Job one, we've got 4 open positions now, and we're actively seeking replacements, of course, for the President of Council, the Director of Planning and Development, Code Enforcement Officer, and the City Council Assistant Clerk. Third item on my list, the data processing plant, which is a project that we start beginning discussions on data processing. I want council to know the administrator's position going into this project. Our position is the same as on every position, every opportunity that comes before the city. Our job is to provide the City Council with the facts to assist them in making the right decisions for the city of Alliance and our citizens. So city administration makes the recommendations, and city council, of course, makes the decisions. We certainly know our place, and we're here to support and do everything that we can to provide the best services for the citizens of Alliance, and as well our loyal and hardworking employees. The fourth item, the Carnation Festival, of course, has taken over our town through July 30th through August 9th. And a special thank you to all our, again, loyal, hardworking employees, city employees that make this happen and make Alliance a showcase to our community, and of course the Carnation Festival Committee. Also coming up is the Martin Luther King festivities taking place on August 22nd, and with a beautiful parade and food fun down at Maple Beach Park, and more information to come out on that. So August is certainly filled with all the great things, Alliance, what we stand for, our unity and pride in our hometown. We're very thankful. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to give me a call or stop in to see me or anyone in our administration to discuss any issues or comments that you have. We always look forward to that. President Lomas, that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any questions for the mayor? Councilman Edwards?
What code enforcement? Do we have, did somebody leave in the code
Code
enforcement?
enforcement, yeah, we have one opening.
Who left?
Yes. Tatiana,
Oh, that, okay,
that one opening.
yes, okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the mayor? Seeing none?
Thank you.
Go on to, thank you, on to Safety Service Director, Mr. Lewis.
Good evening, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. In addition to the Departmental Work summaries that I recently sent out, I wanted to give a couple updates. Last council meeting, we had the mayor from Sebring attend, and he was asking about an update on the Westville Lake Dam rumor that's going around. The rumor is false. I met with the mayor and one of their council members and the water treatment plant director at the Sebring Water Treatment Facility, and assured them that Westville Lake water is available as a backup to the village of Sebring. And again, rumors are out there of a lot of things. Bigfoot might be one of them, but we'll leave it at that. We did a follow-up, and it was a good meeting that I had. The USA gas station update, there's currently 2 deadlines pending for the property owner of the USA gas station on West State. The first one is August 11th from the Ohio Fire Marshal Office, requiring a site inspection. The second one is August 22nd from our health department about both above ground and below ground violations. So we're actively following up on it. Look for more updates after August 22nd. The due process of waiting until the letters are the grace period for the inspections. The mausoleum repairs, we've posted the request for qualifications to viable contractors. We posted that on July 21st. It has a deadline due date of August 13th. I'll keep council updated as we get past the August 13th deadline. And the last item I wanted to give to not only council but all of the residents in the room, our water department will be doing the annual hydrant flushing. It will start next Sunday evening, August 9th, at approximately 6 p.m. We will start at the north end of the city and work our way south. There are 3 things I hope you can take away from this. Number 1, you're going to experience a little lower water pressure. You may see some discoloration in the water, but it's perfectly safe. We would encourage you to run your faucets for a minute or so before you use the water. And again, it's perfectly safe. It's just going to be slightly discolored, maybe. And I would caution you doing laundry for a couple days, especially if you're doing a lot of whites. The discoloration may affect your laundry quality. So this is a get-out-of-jail-free card for not doing laundry for a couple of days. That's all the updates I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Do we have any questions for the Safety Service Director? Councilwoman Kiko?
Will you be posting all of that information about the hydrant flushing on on our city webpage and Facebook, just to let the residents know?
Stacy,
We can.
yes, we can.
Thank you, Wayne.
Any other questions for the Law Director? For the Safety Service Director? Seeing none, thank you. Now we'll move on to the Law Director, Mr.
Just
Sowell.
two quick things. I will let you know that AT&T did file a complaint with the Public Utilities Commission, so we'll be fighting that aggressively regarding our fee structure for right-of-way. That's an answer's due, and then we'll go through the litigation process. And then the only other thing that I have to mention is that I would hope that the council would seriously consider 5426. We drafted it. I see it as a problem at this point. Our Safety Service Director just recently sold a property here in Alliance, lives outside of the city right now, so it does need to be addressed.
Thank you. Any questions for the Law Director, Councilwoman Kiko?
In reference to 5426, can we amend that to remove the name so that in the future, if, we have a Safety Service Director that does not live in the city limits, we are not, exclusive to Mr. Lewis?
You can. The question then becomes, do you address it case by case? Or I think if you remove the name, then you're kind of stuck with that ordinance always being the way it is. For now, it's the duration of Mr. Lewis's term. I think it's more restrictive this way, rather than being very open. But council could make that amendment if you do a proper motion and everything.
Okay, thank you.
Would it be better to do that in a separate ordinance to more permanently look at that? We don't, in my opinion, we don't do this with the planning director, who theoretically is planning our city.
Correct.
Why?
The reason that we
why are
have
we
to do
not-
it here is that there is actually an Alliance City Code as well as an ORC code that specifically addresses Safety Service Director. You don't have that same statute with your planning commission. Yeah. So you need to address it in some fashion.
That was my next, that is an ORC code, not just an Alliance code.
ORC section as well. But the Alliance City Code technically says that he shouldn't even have taken a position at this point. But Alliance can be more strict than the state code. So ultimately, we're trying to help you guys make a decision regarding that.
But
And give you an ordinance to do that.
But we can go against the state code, you're saying?
Well, the state code asks for a variance. You can specifically
see.
do a variance, which
Thank you.
this ordinance will do.
Thank you. Any further questions for the Law Director? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Auditor, Mr. Knowles.
Thank you, Mr. President, council members. In your ordinances tonight, under new business, there were two ordinances that I helped with. One is 5926 and another one is 6126. Both of those deal with appropriation of money, so if we were to move on those tonight, we would need to waive the suspension of sending it to finance. In both of these, I wouldn't mind doing that, but we don't have to adopt necessarily the adjustment one, which is 59. We can wait on that. But the other one, 6126, is an amendment to 4426, which is approval of the police cruisers that was passed a few meetings ago. That amount was not to exceed $114,000, so they went out and purchased the cars. They actually got a really good deal on them, but they were $108,738, so they need more money to be able to equip those. We're asking for additional $6,000 on top of the $114 to give them about $120, and that would take care of that. So they have some of those items on order, but they're being held up by me because I won't approve anything beyond the $114. So if we could get action on that, that'd be great.
So
Kiko?
with that only being $6,000, do we have to waive it from finance still?
Yeah, because it's still
Okay.
appropriate funds, yeah.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
Yeah, I would ask for that tonight, please. And then under some other reports, let's see. I mentioned before in finance, Property taxes, that question has come up a few times about whether or not they'll be reduced because of the credit, but they will not be. I did mention that at finance, but property taxes, second half will be delayed until October. So the second half that we generally get in September, we'll get it a little bit later. So all that really does is, when you look at history, kind of change the way cash flow comes in, but it's not a big deal. And then the tax recap that was given to you guys this evening, it's kind of continuation of last month, but not as bad. We're down about 4% compared to last year, and it's under the business category. So hopefully that improves. We'll see what happens in August. We had a discussion at the Finance Committee meeting last week over a number of things. I believe Dr. Lonis is going to get into some of those. I don't want to cross paths too much with him, but one of the things we looked at was the sewer fund, and it's really going downhill in some ways. So this year through 6 months is down $1 million, and I'm starting to look at the forecast for the future that it's not really in good shape. So we're going to have to get more study on that and then make some decisions on how we're going to address that in the near future. But to just give you guys that information today in your packet, and it was discussed last week. So what else did I have there? One of the things we talked about at finance was RETA, which is the Regional Income Tax Agency. They came on Tuesday, and they're willing to come to another council meeting. I believe I submitted all that information to you guys. If that's something council would be interested in at least hearing about more, they will be willing to come and do a full-blown presentation to everybody here. But basically, there will be there's a possibility if council pursued this so that they would take over our income tax collections. And that's always like a little bit of a scary thing, but they've presented some data, and I've worked with them on preparing some estimates. They would save us, I think it's like $150,000, $160,000 over what we pay to operate. Again, they claim they're going to do better than us in collections, and they may, just because of some of the things that they have access to. They have the ability to access IRS databases. They can go look at people who live in Alliance and don't file in Alliance, or people who underreport their income. We used to have that program available for the city of Cleveland, and basically they've stopped doing that a long time ago. So we don't have access to information they have. It's really, information is a lot. It's a great benefit for them to have that over us. So we would have to, get into more discussions about it. There's not just the financial part, it's the service to the citizens, it's the people that are in the income tax department, and they're well aware of it. We've had conversations about it, and there's a plan for that if that is the direction council wants to go. If we don't want to go that direction, that's fine too. I mentioned last year we have a tax program that has been outdated. It will be no longer supported in about a year from now. So that is looking around $200,000. There's only a few providers that will provide that software to us. So we'll have to make a decision pretty soon, because you can only really move to a new program or a new process at certain times of the year. You're not going to do it during tax season. So we're going to probably try to have another finance committee meeting to talk about those options and see what is council's wish going forward. But one way or the other, we'll have to make either a move to RETA. Again, there's a lot more information to be shared with that, or proceed with, like we did with the cemetery, going out for proposals for software to let the income tax function in the future. So those are a couple of big things that we have to get into. And then what else? Actually, that's all I had for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Auditor. Any questions for the auditor? Mr. Edwards?
Kevin, on that sewer thing, is this the first time we ever looked at it halfway through the year?
Well, it just depends. I mean, you guys get reports every month.
Yeah.
We generally focus more on the general fund, but I look back, I gave you guys a report in January, on January 30th, that showed the history, the 5-year history on it. And there were a lot of things back then that would have been of concern. There was the $6.9 million carryover, 4.9 of that was one-time money. So almost all but $2 million of the carryover was ARPA, NFA loan, and an OPWC grant. So
Yeah, I think we looked at that. We knew that the fund was going to go down, so
Right.
we'd have to look at it. And then I think doesn't the withdrawals come out before the revenue goes in on that fund too?
No, not really. I mean, that's just a mid-year number. I mean, we're at that through June 30th. We don't have July's data completed yet. So, that's where we stand. I mean, it is what it is. I can do some more analysis of it, and I will. I will probably put together my own forecast. I know Mike gave you guys one, but there were some problems, and I think I've mentioned that before. There were some things that were omitted, some things that were not calculated correctly. I gave him the history numbers, and he did the forecast. And he can put in whatever number he wants for the forecast, but the history is wrong too. He didn't take some of the data that I gave him, so we just have to take a look at it and be careful, because
Yeah, we just had a meeting Friday, so if you could get that to me, then I could get it out to everybody.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what, we're gonna have to do some things differently in the future, either change the rates more than what we've talked about, or make cuts there.
But we have had some extra income coming in too, because we are at the leachate and the sewage pumpers, or whatever you want to call it. I think they've increased quite a bit. Is that showing up also?
Their rates went up, but they had not necessarily, no. I mean, the revenue estimates that I did for the year are much closer to what's going on than what he produced. So, I mean, we don't know what the future holds, especially in that category, but.
No, we don't.
Yeah, right.
Depending on whether it's a dry year or a wet year.
Yeah, last year was down considerably what we brought in versus the year
It was a
before.
dry year last year.
Yeah, I don't know if I understand all the operations of that, but I just look at the numbers, so I could tell we dropped from like 2 million to 1.3 last year, and that's kind of what we're on pace for through the middle of the year once again, but there's still more time in the year, and I don't know what all goes into that, but I would put out what I believe to be the forecast, and then you guys you're glad to look at it and say what you believe or not, get with the people in sewer, and get with Mike, all that kind of stuff, but yeah, it definitely needs looked at, and we're gonna have to decide how we're gonna handle that in the future.
Okay, thank you.
The REIT, maybe it was in the information you sent.
Yeah.
How many members are there?
Over half of the cities in Ohio are in it. North Canton's in it. It's close. Sebring, Louisville just committed to it, and it can take over your operations completely, or it can supplement it. You can keep somebody back for the community, but that would offset some of the quote unquote savings. But some of the things that are going on right now, it's kind of like the perfect storm with that, because I have a tax administrator that's going to retire within 2 years. So he's comfortable with it. The staff I've met with and talked to him about it. My investigator, she's going to leave in the next year or two. So she's aware that we're looking at this. I made sure I went to them before we did anything else. We'd have one other employee in there that we'd have to try to situate, and I've talked to the administration about that. We would find somewhere to land for everybody so there wouldn't be any layoffs because of that. And again, we might keep somebody behind. There's options to how you want to structure it versus just saying this is going to take you guys over. It can be done different ways, but they gave a pretty detailed presentation. They do some things with attorneys to collect, which we don't do right now. So they're a little more aggressive. If you look up their reputation, sometimes it doesn't sound too good because they collect taxes. People don't like it because they're really good at what they do, and that's not to knock our people. I would stack ours up against them for all the years that I've been here. But once we started losing access to that IRS information, because Cleveland won't do it for us anymore. We used to contact Cleveland, and they haven't done it since 2018. So there's a lot of information that we don't have access to. I think it hurts us, but it's just,
They take a fee?
they take a fee. Okay, they take 3% of your collections, and then they refund you based on the operating costs of what they do for us. So we gave them prior year history, and they went back and looked at it. I think their cost was 1.65%. And it basically resulted in that kind of savings, but that doesn't guarantee that will be the savings in the future. It could be more, it could be less. They based it on last year's collections, which was a really good year, over 14 million. So, that can fluctuate too. But just my opinion is, and again, I'm not trying to sell it either way. You guys can decide on what we do. I kind of need to know probably in the next month and a half or so which direction we want to go. But they have a lot of information. They gave us a really big slideshow that I think I sent out. It's in the packet, actually.
It's in the communication.
So, but it's lengthy, so it takes some time to look at. But if you want them to come again, he followed up with me today and said he'll be here at any time, you guys, if we want him to. So,
All right, thank you.
yeah.
Any other questions for the auditor? Seeing none, we'll go on to standing committee reports. Streets and Alleys, Councilman Bagara.
Thank you, Mr. President. No formal report, but I will be looking to schedule a meeting here probably in the next month or so I will let everybody know on that.
Thank you. Councilwoman Carey, Property and Lands. She's obviously not here tonight. I'll speak on behalf. I spoke with Councilman Mastriani prior to council, and we will be looking to schedule a joint committee meeting of planning, zoning, housing, along with property and lands to get the ball rolling in the discussion on the data centers. Hopefully sometime here in the first 2 weeks of August.
Yeah, it sounds like she kind of gave us the go-ahead to start organizing these without her. So.
Right. Okay, next is Councilman Edwards with utility.
No formal report, but we did have a Water Sewer Advisory Board meeting last Friday, followed by Utilities Committee meeting, and the minutes in the draft form were out today, and as soon as those are approved, they'll be ready for review.
Okay, thank you. Next is Safety and Judiciary with Councilwoman Pico.
Just no formal report, but I talked to Jeremy tonight, we'll be putting a safety and judiciary meeting together to continue to go through that EMS transport study. There's still a lot of open language, some questions, and so I will be scheduling that meeting.
Next is Councilwoman King with Community Development.
No formal report tonight, sir.
Okay. And the next is me with Finance. I do have a report. Okay, I'd first like to talk about Resolution 5526. I'm asking for your support for Resolution 5526. We are now several months into a deadlocked employee contract dispute that should have been resolved long ago. This resolution is not a vindictive action. It is a necessary legislative tool to break gridlock, protect public funds, and restore fairness to our city's bargaining process. For the past 2 months, the administration has met this council with complete communication silence during mayoral and departmental reports. The proposed FUE contract is riddled with severe structural anomalies that defy the pattern bargaining models that we have successfully approved for other departments this year. While our firefighters, police clerks, and street departments accepted 2% increases in 2026, the administration has attempted to slip through individual compounding pay hikes of 42%, 49%, and a massive 22% single-year surge for a select one. Some of these contracts that council already approved at 633 are averaging closer to 10 to 11% in the first year. 6 months into 2026, and the sewer funds have been depleted by almost $1 million as presented at the last finance committee meeting that we had last week. What kind of rate increases will be necessary to cover these raises? The deputy directors under the proposal would approach or exceed actual department heads such as the law director or clerk of court. To achieve this, the administration bypassed public transparency, tacking on hidden $8,932 annual water quality stipend that directly contradicts the mayor's own public salary caps published in the Canada Repository in December of 2025. If approved, this inverted structure means a subordinate supervisor will out-earn the safety service director who oversees them. In public service, pay denotes rank. This proposal shatters our municipal chain of command. Allowing a subordinate manager to out-earn the executive who oversees them ruins accountability. It creates a broken report structure where the person with less organizational responsibility holds the larger taxpayer-funded salary. When one bargaining unit position bypasses standard limits, it sets a damaging precedent. Other city unions can point to this 22.2% increase and hidden stipends during their own negotiations, threatening the city's long-term financial stability. Our local tax-paying working class has not seen these types of increases over the past 3 years. It is fundamentally unfair to ask the citizens of Alliance to subsidize public compensation that completely outpaces private economic realities. Worse yet, these outliers have effectively held the contract hostage, blocking valid, well-deserved standard pay raises for the other members of the FUE unit, and stalling progress for our non-bargaining staff, which includes our police chief, fire chief, and assistant fire chief. Resolution 5526 solves the crisis. By withdrawing the city's voluntary recognition of this bargaining unit, we assert our legislative oversight, protect the taxpayers, and clear a clean path to immediately award fair, standard, equitable raises. It is time to end this unnecessary, prolonged dispute, restore administrative accountability, and remind ourselves what public service is meant to be. I ask for a yes on Resolution 5526. I also have a supplemental handout that goes through all the numbers just to verify for each one of the members. I'd like to take a moment and pass these out. Also, I would ask that there be no action on Resolution 5526 tonight to allow the members to review the information that I'm about to hand to them. Also, it will allow for the next meeting to have our new president in place and hopefully a full council of all 7. Thank you. Next, I'd like to go ahead and talk about the July 28th Finance Committee. We had a 40-minute presentation by Rita. Some of this will be duplicated, that the auditor just announced. The handout was provided to everyone in the council packet. A quick overview. The City of Alliance spends $323,000 to employ and our income tax department with benefits and costs included. Rita estimated their cost to the city would be $204,000 to $225,000, with an estimated savings of $97,000 to $118,000 for the city. We will be having a follow-up Finance Committee meeting soon to discuss and decide on which service we would recommend for the city for the foreseeable future. Invest $200,000 for a new income tax software and maintain our own income tax department or hire Rita and eliminate our income tax department. Any current employee who wishes to remain employed would be incorporated into another city department. We also discussed Ordinance 8223, requiring council to review elected officials' pay the year preceding mayoral elections. This too will be discussed at a future Finance Committee meeting. Also that night, we discussed the electronic time clock installation. We were told by the auditor that that should be completed by the end of month September. Discussion of a non-bargaining compensation and benefits was also brought up at the meeting, and at the conclusion of the FUE's contract stalemate, the non-bargaining ordinance will be introduced to council for their review. It was also decided that the part-time steno assistant clerks applications would be reviewed by the mayor, clerk, and council president, with the top candidate or two to be considered by council for employment. And that concludes my report of the Finance Committee. Next will be Planning, Zoning, and Housing. Councilman Mastry. Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Dr. Lomas, you made a comment that the administration has held this up. You
I
realize
didn't say held it up, I said that we've had no communication.
communication.
Correct.
We've had plenty of communications the last 5 months. You've also had 4 readings. You've had also, during those readings, you pushed it back to your Finance Committee meeting, which you've had 4 separate Finance Committee meetings without coming up with an answer. You, my friend, is what held this up, not the FUE and not these fine, loyal, hard-working employees.
What I stated was
misstated.
true, that there was 2 months of gap where there's no communication.
The gap was on your side.
After, it was introduced on March 2nd, it was rejected on May 4th. There was nothing done for 2 months until I introduced it on July 6th, I believe.
Well, that was your plan. You wanted to dissolve it. This was your way to move into that and do exactly what you planned.
Do you have any proof
There
of
was
that?
no holdup on administration.
We went 2 months.
You held it up.
Okay, sir. All right, we're moving on to Councilman Mastriani with Planning, Zoning, and Housing.
No formal report tonight, but I do ask your support in Ordinance 5426.
Okay, thank you. That leads us to Public Speaks. Public Speaks requires anyone who wishes to speak during the public comment portion of the meeting must sign in before the starting time of the meeting. Those signing up to speak will be allowed 3 minutes to speak. There will be no debate between speakers or members of council. No profane, obscene, insulting, or disrespectful or disruptive speech shall be permitted. First one is Jolene Daly.
Greetings, everybody. So I have 2 things that I have tonight. The first,
Say your name and address, please.
Jolene Daly, 228 Briarcliff, Lines, Ohio. Yes. So the first thing was about a year ago, I had came up and stated about the kids in the city not having access to dentists, and that, Medicaid is not taken around here. So with that being said, I did call the mayor. We spoke briefly, and then he told me about resources available. I did call around, and people have to travel 45 minutes or more to go get dental care. There are no free clinics around here for them. They have the Medicaid, they just can't use it. So I know you were talking about public service and us being servant leaders. So I was like, Dr. Lomas is a dentist. Why couldn't he just take maybe 10 of those Medicaid people a month and help the kids? Not the adults, just the kids. So, and then I saw my nephew in the parade for Juneteenth. I had a fit. I said, no, you guys didn't. Some of the kids need Medicaid. And so some of them actually marched in the parade with you and passed out toothbrushes. So I hope you will reconsider maybe coming in 2027, that you'll start to accept some of those kids that are underprivileged.
Are you working?
I know we're not allowed to respond back to each other, and I don't want to actually take up my time with just that. So the other thing was just needing someone to help out the folks that are living at 500 Main Street. I'm not a lawyer and I don't have the expertise that's needed, but they did reach out to me, seeing if there was anything that could be done about their living conditions. There's 3 residents over in the building right there, where 3 of them haven't been out the house since October of 2025 because that elevator's not working. So I actually went in to look myself, and I was met with what smelled like a dead raccoon, possum, something dead, right when you walk past the elevators. And then when you go up the steps, you go to the 4th level, it's dark, like dim. And I have my 2 little kids with me, 9 and 5. They're like, "No, we're tired." And I'm like, I wonder how an elderly person climbs. And I counted, it was a total of 81 steps, plus another 15 at the bottom, okay? So this is someone climbing up and down the steps with a lot of groceries and such, and a lot of the people that moved in there when the elevator was working. Van Baker is in charge. They're not being responsive. They're not being polite. The other people that will come up and speak will tell you more in detail what they experience. I'm only here for a voice of reason as we try to help others that don't have a voice as we do. Perhaps someone has a law buddy or something, a lawyer that can go over and talk to them and kind of get this ball moving, because they are definitely not living in the right standards. Last thing was that someone fell last week with those lights being out, and I think they said something about a rotator cuff or something being injured. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is Timothy Pryor.
Hello, my name is Timothy Pryor. I'm one of the residents of 500 East Main. My concerns is the elevator has been out since October of 25 from a fire. I moved in there June the 25 of last year. A week later, my air conditioner, central air, went out. I asked them to replace it. They said, "No, we're not gonna replace that. $6,000. What do that have to do with me?" And my fiance fell, one of the ladies she's speaking about, fell on the 4th floor, carrying groceries, bruises, her rotator shoulder, her leg, which she has a rod in. On my floor, on the 5th floor, in my hallway, there's no light. So yes, I have to have bypass surgery on both of my legs, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to climb up to the 5th floor after I have surgery in a month. I have to be on a level floor just to get in and out to the doctor. And no one's gonna carry me up there, I don't want them to. I feel that this Van Baker property should be responsible for us elderly people. If we're gonna pay you this money to live in your property, it's your responsibility to make sure we stay comfortable. There's a lady on the 6th floor that's been there since the elevator been out, hasn't been downstairs to see her doctor. Her doctor won't visit her. He cannot write her medication because she cannot get to him to get to the medication. So it's a life and death situation over there now. And it's dangerous. It's a bunch of elderly. Even young people can't hardly climb upstairs. It's a dangerous situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Next and last is Chris Hoover.
My name is Chris Hoover. I'm one of the residents of the 100 Bank Building also. I've been here for like 3 or 4 years. Like they said before, the elevators, there's safety issues, there's kids. Someone should be held accountable for what's going on for the elderly and for the youngers. I think there should be something brought together or something to try to figure something out sooner than later before something happens bad to somebody or someone gets injured or there's a lot of unsafe things going on in that building. And it's not just that building, you have the other one at 245 building also, it's his, Van Baker's building. So both buildings got a lot of issues that need done or to take care of. They got an elevator working out the other building, but ours ain't working. Come on, it makes no sense. But on the other hand, hopefully something gets brought to attention so we can get something done. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe council rules does allow for response once public speaks has ended. I would like to say something. Okay. In regards to Medicaid dental care, there is an office in town, I was told, Dr. Delegata's office on Sawburg and Glamorgan does take Medicaid. I'm not sure everyone, there's a lot of different variations. There's Buckeye, CareSource. I know that they take some, so it's worth at least a phone call for them at this time. Mr. Edwards?
In the same vein, that clinic is moving in where the old Rite Aid is. I thought I read that where they're gonna have a dentist in there, I thought.
I'm not familiar with it.
That's what I read too.
That's what I read, that
I read
too.
it was a full
Did you hear
Yeah.
what they were saying?
continuum of care.
Can you please let me?
When I looked on the internet and saw that, so.
There may be a dentist coming into
Yeah.
the Rite Aid building on Sawburg.
Yeah, it's a clinic.
It's a clinic.
Full continuum of care, clinic, medical, dental.
Do you know the setup of the reimbursements at all? Is it
Not, no,
Medicaid?
not the specifics, but that's what they
Possible
announced.
avenue to make-
Mayor, do
Okay,
you have
that's
any
right.
idea, do you have any information on that?
No, that's right. That's
It
exactly
is
what
right?
it is.
Okay. What's the name of that?
I think it's One Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I
it.
think it's a FQHC, federally qualified health clinic, which those have sliding fee scales based upon your income level. So I'm not sure what their plans are exactly, but I've read something similar.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Getting to that 500 East Main Street, did I hear it's called the Van Baker? That's who owns it?
I was going to go to that next.
Yeah.
I believe Councilwoman Cherry
She brought that up
several
more than
times.
once. How
and-
long have they owned that place? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was going to ask the administration if they've been able to do anything in regards to, I know that she made a formal complaint about the elevator being out. The administration is to enforce our housing and building code, so I was going to ask if the safety service director or the mayor has any update or what can be done in regards to the elevator situation.
Mr. President and
Yes, sir.
members of the audience, we care about the living conditions in all of our buildings, all of the homes. One option that we've always expected is the owner to step up and fix the building so that they're safe. The second option is to close the building. And those are not, that second option is not what we want to do. We have the legal authority to do that, and we're hoping that there's an option that the building owner will step up. Our responsibility is for the safety of our citizens, and to close the building is the safest way, in our opinion. And I don't think anyone in this room wants us to do that.
Thank you.
I have a question. Is there any state or federal funding that these people get that own the building to help offset the rent? It is subsidized?
Yes.
They could.
Also, I'd like to add, if I could, that the elevators were broke, and the reason why they didn't fix it immediately is because the part is no longer in existence. So they were working on someone actually making the part for the elevator, at which point they became non-responsive because they said that they were going to sell the building. It is only my thought that the reason why they didn't get to sell the building is because it doesn't meet the guidelines of anyone worth giving a loan. The bank is not going to give a loan to take over that with all of the things that need fixed.
I suggested maybe you come down to City Hall and have a meeting for 15 minutes to give the information to administration, if they're willing. I don't want to speak for them, but it just seems like you need to have a meeting.
So has the property been inspected?
Oh, yes. Certainly by the fire department, our inspectors as well. We fine the owner.
Okay.
It's an owner's responsibility. That's the trouble we have. We're going to go heavier on it. If we have to close it, we'll close it for the safety of the citizens of Alliance, if that's what we have to do. Because the owner, and the building's for sale. So
Right.
we're hoping that the new landlord would come in and take over and clean this mess up.
That would be good news. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part of tonight's meeting, and that would be third readings, ordinance 5426. Ms. Curry?
Ordinance 5426, introduced by Edwards and Mastriani, an ordinance waiving the residency requirements set forth in section 737.01 Ohio Revised Code for the Alliance Director of Public Safety and Service, Blaine Lewis, and declaring an emergency.
Okay.
I move for the adoption of ordinance 54-26.
We have a motion to adopt. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Mastriani. Any discussion? Yes, sir, Mr. Guerra.
I guess I'm confused. This is the third reading. Neither the mayor or the safety service director have said anything about this, which is shocking to me. That you wouldn't fight for your safety service director and you wouldn't fight for your job. It almost makes me think like you don't care about the job and you don't care if he stays. I mean, I don't understand why neither of you would come forward and say, here's the situation, here's what happened, here's why we want this. I mean, this is the guy that's going to be suggesting water rates, sewer rates, trash rates, and not paying them. So why has there been zero communication about this? It's like you tried to slide it through almost.
You read all the information you've been received, that tells the picture. That
I
tells the
read
whole
the
story.
ordinance.
He's qualified, I've been, ever since December, I've gone over it, Chris, and given you all the reports.
Was
why
he aware
he's-
that he had to move inside the city limits?
Yeah, exactly. We know that. We know that. Blaine chose to.
But again, why would you not, when this ordinance came forward, why would neither of you step up and speak on it to fight for him to keep his job? I mean, I don't understand that. If I have an employee under me that I want to keep and I need an exception, I'm going to do everything I can to get that exception, not just sit silent for 3 readings.
We're not silent.
You
Again,
were silent. You
again,
have not said a
you've got
word
all
about
the
this.
information, Chris. The facts speak for themselves here.
What facts?
It's your responsibility to make the decision on the
You
facts.
made it easy for me, I got to be honest with you. Okay, thank you.
Mr. President, if I may respond briefly.
Sure.
I trust and respect all members of council. It's an easy to read and understand ordinance, and I didn't feel that I needed to plead my case other than what is in the ordinance. It's pretty straightforward.
I'm not saying
My
the ordinance.
dedication to the city of Alliance and to everyone in this room and to all of our constituents is to work hard and be dedicated. It doesn't matter if my house is here or 3 blocks away. It's my professional commitment. And you're implying that I don't care, which is false. You're implying that the mayor is not arguing for me. I've asked him to let you be council members, responsible, educated professionals that are looking out for the operation of the city.
I couldn't agree more, but it's hard to be educated by just an ordinance that doesn't give any reason as to why we should make this exception. And no one spoke on it. I don't know, I mean, to me, it's mind-boggling, I'll be honest with you, I'm shocked.
We'll give you copies. We'll give you copies again.
I would like to say something. I have a question in regards of why we're even having this ordinance when it was clearly articulated to the candidate that there was a residency requirement. It was known before he accepted the job. He took over in mid-April. We gave him a 6-month window. That would take us up until the middle of October. And if he decided not to live in town, I'm not sure why the mayor just didn't decide to enforce what he originally had told him instead of making an ordinance and passing it off to council. He clearly articulated, as you've stated, that he knew the parameters of his employment. And now we're changing them after the fact. That's the disagreement that I have with it.
Well, that's the
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, that's the information that you were given. You came from Mr. Silwell, gave you that information and the reasons why. That we
He did speak
did
about
what
that
we
tonight,
did.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Right. But he was told clearly before his employment that there was a residency requirement.
Exactly. I knew that.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none,
I think-
Councilman Mastriani.
Thank you. I think Blaine is a very dedicated individual to the community. He's been here for many years. And again, like I said about the planning director, we don't have that requirement for them. I think in today's world, you know, people have cell phones, people have emails. I don't think he's not approachable. You know, he's approachable. To me, I see this as really not an issue, especially I mean, yes, he's living outside the city limits, but what is it, 900 feet, I think it says in here, that he's outside the city limits. So again, I would ask for your support in passing this.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Law Director Saba?
Clarify something very quickly.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewis did buy a house originally in the city limits. So I just want to make sure that that's clear to everyone, especially the public that may not see this. He did buy one at sight unseen while he was in Arizona. And that was not suitable. So that house has now been sold. So I just want to make sure that everyone is clear that when he accepted his position, he did have a house here in Alliance. So I just want everybody to be clear about that. And it's more or less just a clarification.
But after he sold that house, he didn't buy another house in Alliance.
That is
correct?
Yes,
Right.
not denying that in any way, shape, or form.
Right. Okay, any further discussion? Councilwoman King?
I want to downsize, and I don't like anything in my ward. Can I get something outside of my ward and still be councilwoman for Ward 2?
I'll defer to the Law Director on that one.
Unfortunately, you'd have to run for an at-large position.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll do the roll call.
Bagheera?
No.
Edwards?
Yes.
Pico?
No.
King?
No.
Lonis?
No.
Mastriani?
Yes.
The ordinance has been rejected. Moves on to Resolution 5526.
Resolution 5526, introduced by council as a whole, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Alliance, Ohio, declaring the collective bargaining unit with the Federation of United Employees FUE unit expired, rejecting the proposed successor agreement, withdrawing voluntary recognition of said bargaining unit, and authorizing the mayor and law director to provide notice thereof.
Resolution 55. No action. Okay. That leads us on to second readings. 5626.
Ordinance 5626, introduced by Edwards, an ordinance appropriating funds and authorizing and directing the Director of Public Safety and Service to enter into contract for the purpose of purchasing a new sewer vacuuming truck through cooperative purchasing programs, or to advertise for bids if required, and to enter into contract at the lowest and best price, but not for a cost to exceed $600,000 in any case, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Mr. Edwards, Councilman Edwards.
I would like to waive the requirement for 3 readings for ordinance 56-26.
We have a motion to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings. We have a second. Councilman Mastriani. And we'll do the roll call.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
King? I'm sorry, Pico?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay.
I move for the adoption of ordinance 56-26.
We have a motion to adopt 5626, seconded by Councilman Mastriani. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll do the roll call.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Pico?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Ordinance 5726.
Ordinance 5726, introduced by Mastriani, an ordinance reestablishing wages for a part-time certified residential electrical inspector and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Mastriani.
No action.
No action tonight.
Ordinance 5826, introduced by Bagheera, an ordinance requiring the accumulated leave payouts, severance payments, and other separation-related compensation due to employees of the Alliance Department of Parks and Recreation and public lands upon retirement or separation from service shall be paid from the city general fund, providing the park levy fund, Fund 271, shall not be charged for such payments.
Councilman
No
Rivera.
action.
No action tonight. Thank you. Next is 5926, under new business.
5926, introduced by Lonis, an ordinance making appropriations and transfers of funds in the 2026 appropriations to provide for necessary expenses and adjustments and declaring an emergency.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to waive referral to the Finance Committee for ordinance 5926, seconded by Kiko. Roll call.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Would like to make a motion to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings for ordinance 5926. Seconded by Kiko. Roll call, please.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay. I will make a motion to adopt ordinance 5926. Seconded by Councilwoman Kiko. Any discussion? Not seeing any, we'll do the roll call.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 5926 passes. Resolution 6026.
Resolution 6026, introduced by council as a whole, a resolution recognizing and commending Arthur D. Garnes for his distinguished service as president of the council of the city of Alliance, Ohio.
Okay, action on resolution 626.
I move for the adoption of resolution 60-26.
I have adoption. Do we have, we still have to waive for a resolution? Okay. Then we have a motion to waive rules requiring 3 readings.
I didn't know we needed that for a resolution. Sorry about that. Okay.
Got a motion?
Yes.
Seconded by Councilwoman Kiko. Roll call, please.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, rules have been suspended. Councilman
I move for the
Edwards.
adoption of resolution
We have a
60-26.
motion to adopt, seconded by Councilwoman King. Any discussion? Seeing none?
Thank you. Art.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, Art, yes.
Absolutely.
As-
I thought on resolutions, we can have all the council sign those. That's not,
That one didn't
it's
come
not
like
changed.
that.
No, okay.
I mean, I thought so too, but that's not how it is.
That's not how it works. Okay, all right. I was gonna have all the council stay after and sign. but
We
it's
can
not.
underneath it if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
It could just be on.
After council, if we could have everyone sign the resolution, I would appreciate that.
There also should be something that's being prepared.
I was just gonna ask that, is there gonna be a proclamation?
Yeah, I thought there was something in the ordinance that said that there was going to be a proclamation that would be prepared. Should be.
Okay.
I just thought I was supposed to take that one and give that to him, that's what I read
Oh.
there. I take a copy of that and I give him a copy of that.
So that's like an accommodation.
Yeah, so that's part of that resolution that I will personally deliver one of those.
Okay, thanks, Stacy.
Mhm.
Okay, we're at the roll call for adoption of resolution 6026.
Yes, Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Resolution 6026 passes. Last new business is ordinance 6126.
Ordinance 6126, introduced by Kiko, an ordinance authorizing a supplemental appropriation of the funds and increase of the total expenditures limited in connection with ordinance 4426 for the purchase of 2 new police cruisers for the city, for the Alliance Police Department, and declaring an emergency.
Councilwoman Kiko.
I make a motion to waive Finance Committee.
We have a motion to waive finance, seconded by Councilman Edwards. We'll do the roll call.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, it's been waived.
I make a motion to suspend the rules of 3 readings.
We have a motion to suspend the rules. Do we have a second? Seconded by Councilman Edwards. Roll call, please.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, rules have been suspended. Councilwoman Kiko.
I make a motion to adopt 6126.
Okay, we have a motion to adopt, seconded by Councilman Edwards. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll do the roll call.
Bagheera?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Kiko?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 6126 is adopted. That concludes new business. There is no old business, so we'll go to go to the order of the round table. Councilman Bagheera.
No, just, I was lucky enough to have Art as my superintendent and to serve with him for the last 7 years on council. He'll be sorely missed. He's an excellent man.
Thank you. Councilman Edwards.
Same with me. I've worked with him here and on the school board for many years too, and I've known him personally as a friend in different clubs and that we're in, and he will be missed.
Councilwoman Kiko.
I just want to let the Gardens family know that they're in our prayers. We thank him for his service and just wish his family well as they go through this season.
Thank you. Councilwoman King?
I just pray for him and his family at this time. He was, we had our regular seats at the basketball games, and he sat right behind me, him and his wife, and they were very supportive of my boys, and I appreciated that. And he gave me a lot of fishing recipes, and I really appreciate that.
Many years of service to the community, absolutely. I would like to also thank Art for his service. Wish him the best. I'm going to miss some of my conversations with him on his patio, talking about trips back to Massachusetts as well. Anyways, he's the only president I've ever known in council. So, he will be missed. Thank you.
Everybody, I want to just piggyback on all that. He's a great mentor to me. He provided me with a lot of, just a lot of great opportunities. He always made himself available, which I appreciated. So, yeah, I thank him for his service to the community.
Absolutely. Thank you. Also, I know we're all thanking Mr. Garnes for his service, but obviously we want to announce and also ask people to attend all the Carnation Festival events as well. So, okay, we do have executive session. Who will be reading the order tonight?
I'll read it.
I didn't
Read it. Thank you.
Executive session, the administration is requesting that Alliance City Council enter into executive session at their regular meeting on Monday, August 3rd, 2026, at the conclusion of the regular business agenda to discuss the following: to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee as provided by ORC 121-22G1. There will be no action at the conclusion of the executive session. To be included in the executive session are members of council, the mayor, safety service director, law director, auditor, and clerk of council. Andrew Grove, mayor.
Thank you. Need a second? We have a motion seconded by Councilman Mastriani. Roll call.
Figueroa?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Pico?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Lonis?
Yes.
Mastriani?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be